Hello, and in this video we're going to discuss correcting grayscale tones. The main reason for correcting grayscale tones is dot gain. We want the pictures that we have to look the best they can look. So let's open up a picture we have, and this is a color picture, and you can see it's pretty dark. Look at the gentleman's pants here. If we were to print this like this, as the ink hits the paper, it spreads out just a little bit, and you can see the definition in the folds of the pants. If everything darkened up just a little bit, the area of the pants here would start to look solid, so you wouldn't see that definition. So we want to adjust for that. Now this is going to be a grayscale image, so we're going to go to Image Mode Grayscale, and this is what we get, and we wouldn't want to print this way because it would just darken up a little too much. So we can go to curves or levels. I'm going to go to curves, and we're also going to have our info palette open and our eyedropper set to a 3x3 average. You can also use a 5x5 average. This is our info palette, and we're going to be reading the K component in this quadrant. So we go down here and we can see the darkest area of the pants are reading 96 pretty solidly, 96 right through there, and come down here in the darkest area, it's still 96, 97, 96, 97. So that's our darkest area, and those areas almost look solid already, and when that ink hits the paper and we get dot gain, that would be a solid 100, and we don't want that. In our curves, this upper right hand corner represents 100% ink, and this graph plots all the pixels in the image, and you can see down here at the bottom there are a few pixels that are right at 100. Maybe they're down in here, hard to say where they are. So let's take that 100% and drop it down to about 95. You can already see we get a little more definition in the pants. And let's go ahead and take the 80s down just a little bit, and some of these midtones, or let's call them quarter tones, we want to lighten those up a little bit. In fact, the highlights we're going to pull a little bit to lighten them up, and then the quarter tones we're going to lighten them up a little bit more. Now what this does is you can actually see some definition in the seam of the pants right here, okay, and the wrinkles. When this seam, we're at 91%. When the dots hit the paper and that dot gains or expands, it fills in the space between the dots, and we will get about a 98 where we were originally, 97, 98. And we can see before and after. If we were to add dot gain to that, it would be pretty solid. We add dot gain to that, and it's going to come out looking like what we expected. You can see some of the folds. So I hope that makes sense. We want to have the 90s in here. This is a 90 dot. When that dot gain increases the dot on paper, it's going to be about a 95. If it was already, the original we see is 96, it would fill into 100. And we don't want that because it would be solid black all the way through here. So just pulling it down a little bit will allow that dot to gain on press and still show the definition. So that's how we deal with correcting our grayscale tones.